This week's episode is about thoughts and prayers. I'm Rachael Keefe, and this is Monday's Muse. After the shooting in Florida, which left 17 people dead, my Facebook feed first filled up with holding the victims and their families in thoughts and prayers. And shortly thereafter, it filled up with memes and statements with thoughts and prayers crossed out and saying policy and action. And that sentiment does a lot of disservice to the power of prayer and what people of faith ought to be doing. For various reasons, "You're in my thoughts and prayers" is something that people of faith and other people tend to say in response to tragedy, loss, or grief. And it has somehow ceased to have meaning. So I want to call us back to that meaning. To say to someone who is grieving, "You are in my thoughts and prayers," should mean literally, I am thinking about your circumstances and I am praying for you. And real thought and real prayer does lead to action. Because if we are thinking about something like the mass shooting problem we have in the United States, then we are collecting information. We are looking at why this keeps happening and what might actually be done about it. And while we are collecting this information, we are holding the victims in prayer. We are lifting them up to God. And we are lifting ourselves up. We are opening ourselves to discernment about how we can create a new way, how amidst this tragedy, we can create a path to new life. Where is God calling us to go? Because surely, in a world where children die and schools are shot up is not what God wants for humanity anywhere. So in response to this, if people of faith truly engage in thought and prayer, there cannot help but be corrective action after that. So before you say to someone, "You're in my thoughts and prayers," before you post it on Facebook praying for the people in Florida, think about whether or not you're actually going to do that. Are you going to spend some time figuring out how and where you can put your energy so that we stop making victims? Are you going to listen to what God is calling us to so that there are no more mass shootings? That's prayer, my friends. That's discernment. That is much needed because we have made a mess. And if we pay attention, God will lead us out of this mess, but only if we are paying attention and willing to follow. So yes, please keep the victims of the Florida shooting in your thoughts and prayers, but really do it. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.